Check it out. There you there, yeah, no, point to your, yeah, there you go. No, yeah,
do the boogie.
Hey friends, happy Friday night. I am joined with my friend Ian, who is sitting over there, but in real life he's sitting over there. So
she's over there.
If I point this way, I really mean that I'm pointing this way. Yeah, it's gonna be a thing tonight. So tonight we were thinking about, like, we were trying to figure out what do we want to do, because we knew we wanted to do a live stream of sorts. And I mean, obviously, why wouldn't we let Ian fall out of his chair again on camera for all of your welcome?
I'm never gonna live that down,
I haven't brought it up the whole time he's been here.
No, it's true.
Just now.
It's true.
Although we do have funny stories to tell you about people falling out of chairs. And this one might take the pressure off of Ian, and we'll talk about that in just a couple minutes. But before we get started, we want to tell you what we're doing today, because it's going to be a lot of fun. So I have EQ8 on my computer, and I have been dabbling in the world of making some FPP blocks. I am not an FPP master, but some of the elementary, I won't even say elementary, but the simpler designs seem like fun to do.
Yeah.
And so over the past bit, I have been just kind of drawing some things out and playing with how to get them out, and we've done a couple. And the reason why I bring this up is because the designs that we made are going to measure 5 inches by 7 inches, which is the perfect size for a postcard. So we thought, it's June, it's Pride Month, why not make a pride flag? So that's what Ian's holding up. We made an FPP template for the pride. It's the progress pride flag. I have learned that term because I did not know that that was a thing.
Yep.
It is the progress pride flag. If you're not into the pride stuff, I get it. You can make that in any other colors. It'd still be beautiful. But if you are, this is a great way to celebrate pride, make it in those colors and send it out. And that pattern is free on my website. I'm not charging for it. I will never charge for it. I don't want to profit over anything from the LGBT movement, struggle, any of that stuff. So I'm just going on record right now. It's free. It will always be free. It's on my website. Go download it if you want it. But I wanted to lean into those that might want to make a postcard but don't have somebody to send the LGBT pride flag to. So we made a cute one that just says hi.
Who does not want to receive a physical hi in the mail?
Hi. Like, how cute is that? It just shows up on your doorstep. Hi!
You open up your mailbox and it's like, hi! Oh,
yeah. So that is the other download that is also available on my website. If you do exclamation pattern in the chat, you will get a link to a blog post on my website that'll have a link to both of those patterns. They are both free. I do not plan to charge for either one of those, so feel free to download both of them. I am not going to charge for them at any point in the near future. This video is going to live out there forever, so I don't want you to come to the video 3 years from now and be like, oh, why is it now all of a sudden a $5 download? No, they're both free. As I get better with some of the FPP stuff, maybe I'll charge, but not charging for either one of these. You're welcome.
You're getting pretty good just over the little bit that we've played a little bit with these. She's been whipping up patterns like a storm, and it's pretty awesome to have postcard templates that you can use. FPP postcard templates are, I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm like shuffling a deck here and like, anyways. Hi everyone. How's everyone doing?
I can actually fix this. I just realized I'm looking at you and looking off to the side, but I have control and I can fix this.
Oh, okay.
So you talk to the camera there, Mr. Ian.
Hello, everyone. Tiffany, by the way, is in the chat. She's saying hello to everyone. Hi, Tiffany. We miss you. We wish you were here. And I did see Mary there as well. Hello, Mary. Good of you to spend time with us this evening. And of course, all of you as well out there in YouTube land. We have been having some fun conversations pre-show today, including me maybe sneaking away with all of the Tula collection that she has. Candy, I can neither confirm nor deny that I put it back. Just saying.
Look at me. Just look at. Oh, that's great.
Oh, is it
so
good?
I just swapped us.
Oh,
so now
fun.
when I'm looking at you,
You're actually looking
screen,
at me.
I'm looking at you,
wonderful.
and that doesn't look awkward. Like
Excellent.
No, I'm not listening to you.
What's going on over there?
I also see Mom is in the chat. Donna's out there as well. Mom made it home.
I got to meet Mom.
She did. He did.
I did. Yeah, no, you're
one
fine.
of the girls. All right. So that's what we're going to be working on tonight. And here's why I like these FPP patterns. I think I already mentioned that before. Ian's the one that's really kind of gotten me into this. And he sent me a couple over the years. But the neat thing about these patterns is as you follow the FPP, here's the template. Actually, show them this one. Yeah. Because this is what they will get if they download it right now. If you download the pattern, you have all the pieces.
It's upside down.
You have all the pieces colored. Everything's colored, and I've labeled it with the numbers, and I've put the color on there. So if you do want to make it as a pride flag, just follow the color scheme. It's already typed up there for you. You don't have to think about it. Just follow what's on the page, and you'll put it together. And once everything is assembled, you don't have to worry about the block being too big, too small, whatever. It will fit your postcard template. And Ian says it's the 5x7 that works well for the postcards. I usually made mine like a 6x8, and then I would square it down. But this way, I don't have to do any squaring. I just make it. So that's what.
Yep.
That's all I got. That's all I got. Go download it. Enjoy.
It's
Send
free.
it to somebody. It's free. Take a free pattern. Okay, that's all I got.
Okay. Shall we do it?
Yeah, let's get started sewing. And while you're starting to sew, like that's one of the things that we can do. If you have questions on FPP or postcards or any of that other stuff, feel free to toss them out in the chat. We'll be watching the chat, answering your questions as they come in. Also keep in mind.
Nope.
I have nothing. I have nothing with that. But
I don't know.
I guess I'll tell you the story about Mom.
Oh no! I can't believe you're going to tell this to everyone. And Mama's here in the chat.
If I don't, she'll call Elder Protection, Elder Services, and report elder abuse.
Oh my gosh!
Y'all,
the trip started off real fun at the airport. I'll leave them. Let Becca go from there.
So, Friday night, I went and picked, not Friday night, tonight's Friday night.
Yes. Wednesday, that day.
No, So Wednesday night, Ian gets in at 11:30 at night. And we left here around 10:30 or so to drive up to the airport. I knew it was going to take a little bit of time to get into the airport. Last time he came in, we picked him up at baggage claim. And so that's just kind of like been the trend. I park in the hourly parking, walk over to baggage claim, get a few steps in, help him with any bags he might have. We walk back to the car and we leave. And so he did a full day of work on Wednesday and then came out. His flight arrived at like 11:30 at night. And so Mom decided she wanted to go with, and I thought, sure, why not? So I loaded her and her walker up in the car. We drive up to the airport. We left a little bit early because I knew that it was going to take her a while to do that walk. So we get the walker out and we park in the hourly parking. There's an elevator that takes you to a tunnel that walks under the parking lot, under where all the traffic is, the ground transportation, and then up to baggage claim. And so I get to the elevator, and there's like 3 or 4 airport owned wheelchairs that are sitting there. And I said, Mom, would it be better if you took a wheelchair? Would you rather I push you, or do you want to try walking? And we talked about it for a minute. She decided she really wanted to try the wheelchair. So she sits down in the wheelchair and we're off. I get her in the wheelchair. We get into the elevator, go down, and then we get to the first set of 2 moving sidewalks. And you know how they have that lip that goes off of the floor onto the moving sidewalk? It's just like that little transition piece. Well, I decided I wanted to get there super fast, so I walked fast on the moving sidewalk instead of just walking. And so I pushed the wheelchair onto the moving sidewalk, and I hear Mom at like 11:25 at night go, "Ooh!" because of the bump. So she gets on there. She didn't fall or anything, but it was funny. We get across the airport uneventfully. We wait for Ian. Ian comes over, get the baggage, no real problems there, except Mom thought it was funny. This was her thing. She came in the wheelchair and she's like, well, at least I can be a little helpful. I can be the bag lady. And then she sticks her arms out like this and told us to like hook all the bags onto her. And as I'm pushing her, she could just pull the suitcase.
It worked. It worked really well. It worked really, really well. I was like, I can do it. But she's like, no, I can do it. I'm like, okay, all right.
So we get Mom in the wheelchair, and we come back, and now it's like midnight, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can say. I love you, Mom. I was tired. We come up the elevator, and I see the car 3 car spaces away from the elevator.
It's super close to the elevator.
So I was
super close.
I was like, Mom, can you walk that? Do you want to walk to the car? And she stands up. And then I feel bad because I know that she has a problem with mobility. And I'm like, okay, you know what? It's only 3 car lengths.
Yep.
There's plenty of space. There's a big, fat aisleway that I can push you down in between the cars. I'll just push you to the car. And I was like, well, do you want me to push you? And she goes, yeah, that would be better. Yeah. So she sits back down. I'm like, okay. And so we're walking. Ian's here. I've got my eyes on the car. I'm pushing Mom. And I hear Ian go, curb, curb, curb. And I go, huh? And then I don't stop. I just say, huh? And I apparently keep going. And the front wheels of the wheelchair go off of the curb. And Mom slips forward a bit. And I see her slip forward. And it was at that moment that I realized I was shoving my mom off of a curb. She didn't fall.
No,
but she did slide forward. And then the words that came out of my mom's mouth were, oh, I farted. So, our trip is off to a bang.
And we giggled and laughed and snorted all the way back home because I think we were all a little bit tired. And it was so funny.
It was so bad.
It was so funny.
Every time that car got quiet, I just went, curb, curb. And then Mom was like, all your people think you're so good. Wait till I tell them how you really are. And I was like, oh, no, I'll break the news. I shove you off of a curb, so.
Oh my gosh. It was so, it was hilarious.
It was
funny. So funny. Everybody was safe and okay, and that's why it was hilarious.
Donna said no one was harmed in the picking up of Ian. Not intentionally.
No. No. It was touch and go for a moment, but we were all fine.
And then how many times did I miss my turn? I
only like once or twice.
So there's a couple of ways you can take to get to the airport. There's the way that you, like up a 4-lane road, well populated, lots of street lights, like a city road, right? And then you have the country roads, 2-lane, 1 lane each direction, no street lights, lots of wildlife. And on our way out to the airport, I told everybody, well, everybody being my mom, she was only the one in the car. Yeah. I told Mom, I was like, I think I'm going to go up 28 because if I take the 2-lane road through the country, which admittedly is easier and shorter,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to deal with the dark roads, the no streetlights, and I really don't need to deal with a deer running out in the middle of the night. So I'm going to take the city way. And so we hopped on the city way and we got there. And on the way back, I was hoping the GPS would take me that way, but I missed my turn a couple of times. And what do you know? It put me right in the middle of country lanes, windy, curvy roads. So the rest, like the whole way home, I'm like this, trying to stay awake. When we got to I wasn't sleeping, falling asleep, but I was getting tired. But yeah, the giggles kept me awake.
We were giggling
so
like crazy. It
yeah.
was pretty funny. We've got a couple of questions in the
Sure.
chat.
Yeah.
Claudia Simpson says, "What software did you use to make this?"
EQ8.
Yep.
So EQ8, I'll share this with you. This is my own finding. I was trying to find the right word. Sorry. So EQ8, I thought would write patterns for you because you hear people say, you hear people say, "Oh, I use EQ8 to write a pattern." That's actually incorrect. EQ8 does not write the pattern. EQ8 allows you to design your pattern, and it does allow you to build your template pieces for like FPP and stuff. After you've designed your pattern and you've laid everything out and you've drawn it, you still have to go through the step of writing out the step-by-steps. With an FPP pattern, I actually feel like you don't have to do that, because if you're selling an FPP template or you're selling a pattern, most of the people that are looking to buy that already know how to do FPP.
Yeah.
They just need to know, okay, where does section 1, like here's section A, section B, section C. How do I join it, right? So it would be like A to B and then AB to C or something like that. So I feel like when it comes to FPP, maybe you could consider writing the pattern, but
so Becca has handed a couple of them off to me and said, "Hey, can you test this for me?" And we tested one today, and thankfully I tried a piece and we discovered a big problem in the very beginning of that
Yeah,
one.
we did.
And thankfully, it's important to test your pieces as well, but this is the fun part about EQ8 is we can go in
And just change
and just
things
change
around.
it.
Yep.
And I say she can go in and just change it really quickly, which is very helpful. Another question, I've actually seen a couple of questions and I've lost who they are. One of the questions was, do you sew it directly to the cardstock? And I think you were referring to, again, I lost that comment, so I apologize that I can't reference you exactly, but you sew, whenever you're doing FPP, you're sewing it to the actual cardstock paper or the FPP paper. And then I have a whole tutorial video over on my channel on how to put together a fabric quilted postcard, and I teach you how to go through the steps, which includes some interfacing and some quilting and all that kind of stuff. So check out my page, off Quilter Crafter Ian, if you didn't know, and you can find out. I actually have it as one of the main videos on my main page, and it's a full tutorial video on how to put together a fabric postcard. Debbie KP asks, "I've never made a fabric postcard before. Can you actually mail them?" The answer is yes, and there's several different ways. You can mail them either as is. So I could literally take this postcard as is, and I could throw this into the mailbox with a stamp, of course. I would need to put a regular forever stamp on it. It does not use a postcard stamp because this is heavier than a regular postcard. So you can't use a regular postcard stamp, but you can use a regular forever stamp. Or if you're sending them internationally, you can use a regular global forever stamp as well. So hope that answers your question.
I've gotten a few postcards. Got some in a postcard swap, and the way I mailed those out is in like a little plastic sheath to protect them, and then I put those in a bubble mailer just to extra protect them, and put those in the mail and paid a lot more postage for it. But
you can do that.
I've gotten a fabric postcard from Donna. I think she mailed that one the same way, but you've mailed a couple to me and you've just dropped them right in the mail and they show up. So yeah,
you can absolutely do the clear plastic protector envelope. The only thing with those is make sure that you're putting this postage stamp on the outside of the envelope, because the post office needs to be able to cancel those stamps. So make sure that you're putting the stamp on the outside of the envelope, not on the inside.
Yep. Debbie said, thank you so much for the reply.
Excellent.
Awesome. What else do we have going on in the Chizat? I don't know why I said Chizat. I think I'm cooler than I think I am. I don't know.
Are we turning into Snoop Dogg now? Is that what's happening?
I mean,
the relationship that Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart have, like, that is.
So wait a minute
friendship
though.
goals.
But am I Snoop and you're Martha? Is that what we're saying?
I mean, it makes the most sense.
No. No. I think Jason could be Snoop.
Yes, yes,
and
absolutely.
both of us could be the Marthas.
There you go. I like that. That works. That works.
Sandra has asked multiple times.
Sorry, Sandra. I know there's been several questions coming through.
She really wants to know, what are you working on? You want to go through this again?
Yeah, I am working on the template that Becca made for the Progress Pride flag. This is a quilted postcard that you can send in the mail. You can grab the free pattern. Yes, I said free. Becca has made it free over on our website. Head over to sewbecca.com. You can also type !pattern into the chat, and that will pull up the link for the pattern.
Yep. Sorry.
And it's free. Did I mention it was free?
It is free.
Free. What's that tax commercial? Like,
I don't know,
whatever.
but free 99. And
Yeah.
if you are not interested in making a Progress Pride flag, don't worry, I've got you. I mean, you can support it all you want, but if you don't have anyone to mail that to, we can make this pattern.
Hi.
Which literally just says hi. So, hi. I am so loving both of your graphic tees, Julie says.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I mean, this one's kind of new, and I love it.
So we went to dinner tonight.
Oh my gosh. What was going on?
So Ian has a thing with severe weather.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's all we're going to say. He doesn't like it.
I've talked about it on my channel before.
That's all we're really going to say. He has a thing for severe weather. Not a good thing.
No. I don't like severe weather.
We don't get a lot of severe weather here. So why is Ian in Northern Virginia and it starts hailing?
Yep.
Like, everybody at the restaurant was going to the door and looking at the hail on the ground like, what is this?
Yep. And Jason turns to me at dinner and is like, you brought it with you. It's like, I'm sorry.
So the hail, what did you say?
It was pea-size.
Pea-size hail. It left. It rained, did the hail thing and left. And then out of nowhere, the fire alarm goes off for the rest of the meal.
Yeah.
And every so often it would stop. And we're like, oh, it's done.
No.
And then it would come back like it didn't want to leave in the first place. Sometimes it would just be one bell. Sometimes it was the whole restaurant. So that was fun.
Yeah. It was a very eventful dinner. And honestly, I was happy for just pea-sized hail because literally yesterday I saw a Facebook post. So I'm very glad I was here in Virginia last night because back home in Dallas-Fort Worth, there was hail the size of grapefruits. It was, I think they were saying it was about 5 inches. It hit northern Denton County, so that was a little bit further north than where I was, but they were getting grapefruit-sized hail. And honestly, for the past almost week in Dallas-Fort Worth, it seems like every single day there's another hailstorm that's passing through. Lots of damage, lots of things going on. So I was glad I was here when that storm was passing through DFW, but apparently I brought it with me.
Yeah.
Oops.
Martha said, I am so sorry that I sent it your way. Heather, where have you been, girlfriend? I haven't seen you in a minute. Heather says, I am so excited for this pattern. Thank you for sharing.
Awesome.
That is our friend from across the pond.
Hello from across the pond.
Yeah.
I can't talk.
Oh, gosh. And my sister is trying to steal Ian away from me, just so you guys know.
Sure.
Alicia, I'm coming for you.
She brought she invoked the imagery of Ursula with her 2 eels following behind her. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. The guy who sews is here. Hello,
Hello,
Sean.
Jonathan. That's your new name. You're welcome.
Okay, just making new names for people. Cool.
Oh, that's what you do. Hi, Brenda. I am working on fabric postcards. I have 2 FTP patterns that are free on my website that you can use to download to make your own postcards if you'd like to. Stop all these stupid spam calls.
She's gotten so many spam calls.
Like nonstop.
Spam.
It's just ridiculous. Anyway, if you would like to download the patterns, you're welcome to. Exclamation pattern. Both of them are on my website. Free for everybody. Hello, Gia from California.
Jewel,
How are you doing? Sorry.
Jewel
Okay.
says, sorry. Jewel says, what is your YouTube channel? If you type in !Ian, it'll pull up my YouTube channel, which is Off Kilter Crafter Ian. You can also find me on Instagram.
Can you now?
Mostly Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of finding you on Instagram,
What did
I found you on Instagram doing some things.
You can't see me. I can't see you, so you can't see me.
When I'm in the room, the Tula Pink fabric is on my shelf, which you can't see because it's cut off. But when I leave, every time I leave the room, a short pops up with Ian stealing it. I'm going to have to check his bag when he leaves for the airport.
She's going to be my pre-TSA check.
Let me see your bags.
Oh, it's too funny. Too funny.
Yeah. So, anywho's.
Hello, Kelly Girl. Kelly Girl knits. Gia.
Oh, yeah, we just call her Gia.
Oh, hi, Gia.
Just
Hi,
say
Gia. How are
Gia.
you?
Her name is Gia. She's from California.
Hello.
She made, when I first started my channel years ago, I got a lovely little package in the mail from Gia. She hand knit a cowl for me to wear.
That's nice.
Yeah. Got a lot of use out of that. Hi, I'm Ellen from Maine. I usually just lurk, but thought I'd say hi tonight. Well, hello, Ellen from Maine. Gloria Butler is asking, Teresa Lees, do you have an email or some way that I could give you some information about fibromyalgia? I've been dealing with it for over 32 years. I didn't realize you have it until this week.
Gosh. That's not going to work. Never mind. I had a little bit. Whoop-wee, gone. All right. Anyways.
As long as the fabric is what's flying and not your bottom, we're okay.
I am okay today.
Although he almost fell out.
I did almost fall out at dinner. It's fine.
You did.
They had cushions on the seats, and I tried to scoot up again, and I
no, Ian, the cushion isn't what did it, but you know the fabric's on your shoulder.
How did I do that? Oh well, okay, all right. Anyways,
oh, you're nuts.
No, maybe. Do we want to talk about Sunday as well?
Go for it. You talk about it. That's your thing. I'm doing it with you. You explain it.
Cool. So on Sunday, I normally go live. If you're just seeing me for the first time, by the way, hello. I usually go live 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on my channel, Off Kilter Crafter Ian, if I haven't said that enough times already. And since I'm up here with Becca, I thought it would be a fun little treat to do just some Q&A, and we're looking for your Q&A questions. If you'd like to submit a question for us to answer, you can head over to Becca's group on Facebook. There is a post that I posted where we're asking for your questions, or you can send them to me on Instagram, and we'll try to answer them on Sunday.
That'll be a lot of fun.
It is going to be a lot of
It's a little different, right?
Yeah.
Like a Q&A session.
Q&A sesh. That's
sesh.
what the cool kids are saying. Yeah.
A little sesh. Can we have a Starbies with it?
Yeah.
And Mary might be here with us too.
Yeah.
So if you have questions for Miss Mary, if she's here, she can answer them too.
Heather says, no falling off the chair this visit, Ian. Safety third.
Safety third?
Heather, how are you doing? Are we still on pregnancy watch? Are we still waiting for the baby? The baby. I can't say the baby like Maura Rose did.
Oh gosh, I love that show. Oh, hi.
I know. That's why I mentioned that, is because you're wearing the shirt.
Welcome to the obvious.
Yup. I'm also trying to get her to watch Jury Duty on Amazon Prime. If you haven't watched that, you need to. If you have Amazon Prime, it is
Stupendous,
it
is
is
what I heard.
really cute. It is really, it like brings back faith in humanity. It is just.
See, here's the thing. I like not having faith in humans anymore.
I don't. I enjoy actually having, yeah, anyways. So, but anyways, yes, I would highly recommend, if you haven't already checked out Jury Duty. It's hilarious. Really, really good. It is kind of like reality television, but in a good way. It's a good kind of reality television. I'm losing track of what I'm doing because I'm talking. Anyways, go watch it. Just go watch it. It's great. It's just great.
Heather said she has about a month left of her pregnancy.
I forgot how far along you were, so I apologize. Couldn't remember. I felt like we were getting close, but I couldn't remember for sure.
The tongue helps me.
Yep. You don't you don't hold your tongue in the right place, it won't
I
work.
just realized I was doing 5 before 4, so I'm going to stop short of that.
Did you change your stitch length as well?
I did.
Okay, good. I've done that before where I've forgotten to change my stitch length and it like does. Oh, don't yell at me.
I'm going to stop short so I can do the other part. Again, talking, not paying attention.
Yep, that's the important part with FPP is making sure to pay attention. Because you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. When I was working on my color vortex from, no, don't do that. Stop. No. No, don't. I'm not used to this machine. I'm making it yell at me.
You sound like, what was that? Start!
Oh.
No. Look, we got you. That was next.
When I was working on my color vortex, I definitely missed some areas. Like I completely missed swatches of fabric, and I had to go figure out how to repair it and fix it. Thankfully, they weren't buried in the middle, and I was able to rip some seams to get to them. But oh my gosh, it's a pain to try and have to fix your mistakes from it. So
or you just leave it.
Or well, not the way I was trying to. Hello from Canada. Hello, Canada.
Who is? Oh, Shirley. Hello, Shirley. Shirley has a channel around to it, and I went over.
That's how you say that. I have been sitting like every time I see the name, I'm like Ergonaut. No, around to it. Get it? I got it now.
To it, yep.
I got it finally. Sorry, it took me 10 years, but I got
a couple years ago. I went over and subscribed to her channel, and because she was trying to reach a subscriber goal.
Yeah.
And so I subscribed, and I was like, I'm number 508. And so every time now that she comes on, she's like, hi, 508.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Say goodnight, Shirley. Oh no, that's the wrong show.
Wrong show.
Wrong show.
Good night, Billy Bob. Mom, Mary was visiting while Mom was here. And they are making all sorts of plans to go to apparently a Walton's museum.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, yeah, I'll stay behind. Go ahead. Bye. Hello, Beverly Atkins from Tennessee.
Hello. Oh, that's the wrong one. I was about to put it on the wrong one. See, paying attention.
All right, now I'm going to do 6, which is brown.
Hello, Constance. How are you? By the way, there's been a lot of places across the country that have been dealing. I keep looking at my iPad like it's the one that has the camera. Hi, you're over here. There's been a lot of places across the country dealing with bad weather. I hope you are doing well this evening and not dealing with bad weather. Thankfully, the bad weather that was here is gone. I don't even know if we're under... Y'all don't go under severe weather alerts very often, do y'all?
We had a severe thunderstorm alert, but it just was in effect until 6 o'clock.
Oh,
so
it
it's
was
all
6.
done.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's all done.
Can remember if it was whenever they issue them back home. Usually it's from like 2 in the afternoon until late at night. Sometimes very early in the morning. So
Oh,
for it
wow.
to be like just a couple hours long, that's unusual for me. So
No,
I'm
they
like,
blow
oh.
through pretty quick. Usually blows through pretty quick most of the time. Sometimes you get weird things that last a bit longer, but most of the time it's pretty quick.
I just need to move here. It's better.
Well, come on. I'm sure everybody will love seeing you every Friday night.
Right?
Just move in. We'll put a bed over under the long arm for you.
Well, we can't now because we've got these beautiful. Can they see?
They can't.
They
Oh, they
yeah, a little
can.
bit. Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Look
move
what
it
I
away.
did. I did a thing.
Look what she can do.
Look what Mary helped me
Well,
to.
yeah, very much so. Very beautiful. They got all
And
these
Jason, both of them.
That was a little too hard. We
They're
got all
not
these-
soft closing, Ian. It's IKEA. It's not, this is not like luxury drawers with IKEA furniture, dude.
Too funny.
Susie said we actually just had some rain in Vegas this morning, just in time for the commute.
Oh, joy. It's always fun when you have to commute in that bad weather. Guy Who Sews says ours are usually 6 to 8 hours long. That's about the same for me.
Yeah, he's on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he would get more severe than we have. We get, so he would get, like, hurricane stuff, whereas we just get, like, the rain from the hurricane most of the time. Or the wind. Hello, Fallon.
Oh, Heather, I thought you said the light snow, and I was like, what? How is it snowing in Texas? No, the light show is what she actually said.
Oh.
Yeah, that's actually what she said.
That's what she said. All right, let's see.
John says, I love watching you two have so much fun together.
John, I love... I have nothing. Thank you. I was going to give some sort of comeback, and I realized anything that was going to come out of my mouth was going to sound very creepy.
Oh,
Like
fair.
Yeah,
fair.
I love watching you have a good time, John. That's where I was going, and then I was like, that's creepy. So I had to stop myself, and then I said it anyway and told on myself. So you're welcome. But at least I did it with the qualifier that I realized where
you realized what you were saying before you said it.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's I try very hard to and it's funny because so I used to be a radio DJ for a theme park. I was in charge of doing the live announcements. We didn't have control over the music that was playing. We were just there to make announcements, make sure that everything was operating correctly, all that kind of stuff. And I was terrified that we had a script, but I was always terrified that I would have some kind of mishap and I would say the wrong thing during an announcement. Thankfully, I came out pretty unscathed, just had a few minor, flubs and weird things. So it was very lucky that we didn't have that I'm very lucky that I didn't have anything major that I needed to say, like I didn't have any major mishaps. Somebody was asking, can we talk about the different colors on the flag? And yes, we can. I don't remember the exact meaning behind the purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. There is a whole entire history about it. San Francisco, there's a whole history of what the different colors represent on the pride flag. But the new addition, this is what makes it the Progress Pride flag, is we have the white, pink, and light blue representing our trans community, and then of course black and brown representing our community of color, included in the LGBTQ spectrum. So that's why it's now the Progress Pride flag. Both the regular Pride flag that just has the rainbow colors and the Progress Pride flag are both flown during the month of June, of course, and around the entire year. For Pride, and that's why we're working on it tonight.
Somebody was, I think it was Gia, was asking about my storage under the long arm. If you could tell her about it. But that's probably a question that I would have to answer since that's my storage. I think she thought it was yours.
No, no.
It is behind him though. So it's all IKEA shelves. They are calyx with the drawer and door inserts, and that's it. It's the 2x4 laid down on the side. So, like, there you go. Did that answer the question you're looking for?
I wasn't laughing at that answer, by the way. I was laughing at Katie's comment as a 911 dispatcher who has been caught on many a open mic. I feel you. I actually have a funny story. It didn't happen to me. It actually happened to one of my coworkers at the theme park. So the area that we would broadcast our live announcements from, it was right around the corner from the Wild West show. And the guys loved to have fun with us and mess with us. And one of the other DJs, she was making the live announcements. And to set this all up, we had a computer that we would broadcast from. We had, of course, a mic in front of us, but we would read off the script from the screen. And in order to make an announcement, you had to go through and select all of the areas that the announcement was going to be playing in. And then you had to click the button on the mouse to go live on the broadcast system. The music, as soon as you would start speaking, that's when the music would drop out, and it was basically reactive to your voice. So she's sitting there giving the announcements, like everything's cool. One of the gunslingers hears her and is right around the corner. He comes bolting, running through the park, and bangs up against the window. She screams, lets go, and like throws up her hands in the air. So in the mid of her announcement, you hear, ah! And then it goes completely quiet, and the music comes fading in. And it's not just a simple push the button again, start talking. No, you have to reselect all the areas and then click and then start talking. Yeah, so thankfully it was totally fine. Nobody got in trouble. It was all fine. But it was just really funny because I'm sure people in the park, I could just imagine it as everyone's like, listening to the announcements, whatever, and then all of a sudden hearing the scream and being like, what just, and it goes back to music and you're like, what just happened? What just happened? It was pretty fun. I miss those days sometimes.
John is blushing. He must be watching a little bit behind.
Yeah. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
All right, I have my little chevron done. All right.
I got my first section done. I put it over there because that section C only has 3 pieces. I'm going in a little bit of a different order than Becca, so mine's a little bit different. But it's been fun watching her design these. It really, I've wanted EQ8 before, but now I really kind of want EQ8
I
because
think you should pull the trigger.
we will talk to my budget and see what happens. I mean, and by we, I mean, again, me. I will talk to my budget and see what it will...
My local quilt shop is going to have, late at the end of the summer, EQ8 classes.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, and I'm kind of like, ooh.
Which shop is that? Because we went to...
The Quilter Studio. Okay. I took you there, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll stop it again.
Okay. Oh, darn, twist my arm.
They're the ones that have the Tula.
Oh, darn, twist my arm.
What solids are you all using? Most of these are art gallery solids. Mm-hmm. Ian pulled them. I showed him the pattern. I said, now it is your job to go pick the right colors for my shelves. And he went and got them.
Yep. So these are all colors that she had on her shelves or in drawers. We had to dig a little bit because if you notice behind her, there's not a lot of brown. So we ended up having to pull some brown out of...
I had a single fat quarter of brown in the entire studio.
Yep.
And hopefully it will disappear after this project. You're welcome.
Somebody said, Teresa says you need to write a book of your funny moments. Unfortunately, I've lost. I mean, if I had been thinking about it and doing it when everything happened, it would have been a better time because there were so many theme park life, guys. No matter what part of a theme park or which theme park you work in, you will have stories, and I do have some stories. of the theme park, and they're funny. They're funny, but I'm losing a lot of them because it's been over 10 years since I've worked there.
10 years.
And in fact, 2013 was the last year. No, 2012 was the last year that I worked there. Shelly says, no, he didn't. He pulled Tula.
All right. Now, what one are you working? Oh, the other side of
Yeah, I'm working on the B section right now. I'm about to do the last purple section. And by the way, on that pattern, that's my picture. I did that.
Oh, yeah, you did do that. I should put in there the PDF, the actual picture of you holding the postcard, but I did not. I just put the image of the postcard that you made. It's all good in the hood. It's all good in the hood. All right. Well, that's all going to be cut off anyway, so it don't even matter.
Yep.
All right. That's red. I need some orange. Some orange.
That reminds me of the TikTok. Get some orange juice.
Some orange.
The only bad thing about FPP is
the waist.
I can't. Well, the waist is kind of there, but that you just accept that knowing FPP. It's really hard for me to look at chat while I'm doing the FPP.
That's okay. I think between the both of us, we're seeing a good amount of the chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fallon's here.
Yeah. Yes. Welcome to 10 minutes ago.
I just see somebody saying hello, Fallon. I was like, oh, Fallon's here.
Yeah, Fallon's here. That's okay. You were talking. I forgot what I was going to say. I think we're getting some of it. Like, I don't ever want to be that content creator that strives to read and answer every single it's too much.
It is.
Right?
It is like, it is a lot. Shoot, I cut this a little short. Well, that's all right.
But the beauty of it is there's so many people in the quilting community that want to help that if you do have a question, right? Like somebody out there is going to have your answer. So put it out there. Somebody will help you. And if I see it, then I can answer. I just popped the meaning behind the other colors for you. The only two colors from the original pride flag that aren't part of it anymore is the pink and turquoise.
Yes, yes. Those were in the original one, but they are no longer a part of it. But they are in the original.
Pink and turquoise. Why are those not there?
I'm not sure about what happened to them or why they were changed.
Did we not like the colors? Were we?
No.
Did we beat the colors up? Were they bullying somebody? I don't understand.
I don't even remember because the original pride flag is in a museum, but I can't remember if it's the Smithsonian or if there's one specifically in, I think in San Francisco. I can't remember for sure, but there is an original pride flag in a museum somewhere, and they go through all the different meanings. And how am I going to fix this? Shoot.
What did you do?
Well, I just there's like a tiny, tiny little spot that I didn't cover.
Is it all going to be the seam allowance?
No, it's inside the seam allowance.
So rip the stitches a little bit and...
Oh, no, I'm past that line. So, yeah, it's in the seam allowance.
Okay, I was going to say just frank and grow it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Frank and grow.
It's in the seam allowance, so it'll be fine. And since this is going to be on a postcard, it's going to be...
You're going to cut that away anyway.
Well, this part, no, but it's going to be in the center of the flag. Because what happened was, if you look like right about here, this is where I made my boo-boo at. But since it's all going on a postcard anyways, and it's going to get glued with that interfacing, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't need to be super strong because it's just going to get glued and quilted
and put into something else.
It's totally fine. So there's my next part. So I have my part C, my part B, and now I need to work on part A. I was going in reverse.
I have A and C done. I'm squaring them up or cleaning them up as I go too, and then I'll work on B.
I clean mine up at the end.
Clean mine up at the end.
I do.
I do. Clean mine up at the end. Okay, whatever. Goody goody.
Hey now.
I like that bucket. I notice it's now empty.
Yes.
I
threw all
bucket.
The trash away.
Yeah, but before then, isn't that where all your stuff was?
No.
What was the bin that I had all your the stuff I was setting aside for
Oh,
you.
that's upstairs. Oh, no, this is the bin. So, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I was thinking
You walked
I have
in,
my
took it upstairs, and squirreled it away so I wouldn't take it back. Is that what you did?
No, I thought you were talking about because your
Oh,
mom had the,
yeah.
the
We've
trash
been
in there.
using these little acrylic bins at our workstations. I have one here that we just set on our desktop and put our trash in. These were at the dollar store. They work
really well.
great for holding little bits of trash. And I actually started doing that because my dogs get into the trash cans. So I had a little trash container underneath my desk, and I would grab it and put it down, grab it, put it down. But then every time he came in, he'd want to nose through that trash and pull all the bits out. So I had to find a desktop solution, and these little acrylic bins work out well. He's got one of those carts on wheels with 3 tiers on it, and on the second level down, he has that little acrylic thing. That's what my mom uses when she's here to sew. And I've got mine just sitting on my desktop here. Heather's asking, will everyone be joining the retreat in July? So for those of you that don't know what Heather is talking about, for my VIP members once a quarter, I do a virtual retreat. We have one coming up in July, and the agenda should be coming out in the next week or so. We'll have games and a project and all sorts of fun things.
And then you still have your VIP sew this month, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's not this Sunday, but next Sunday. And you'll get the email reminder with the link in it in your email box a week before that happens if you're a VIP member. And then the day of, you'll get another reminder.
I would hope it wouldn't be this Sunday. No. Because, I mean, I'll be here, and it wouldn't
Which is
matter,
great, but no, it won't be this Sunday. Mary usually comes out when I do those. She usually comes here physically and joins me in the studio when I'm doing them. She's usually out here on Sundays anyway, so it's nice to have somebody to sew with.
Jonah Reeves wants to know. Oh no, they were talking to Glory B. Never mind. I thought they were talking to you, Becca.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Because I thought Jefferson on Amos was around here, but apparently it's not. It's apparently wherever Joan is. I don't know where that is. Hi, Joan. How are you? Look how well I recovered from that. Ha ha!
You're crazy. You're a nut.
Yep. 100%.
I'm a nut. I'm a nut. I'm a nut.
I think these scissors need to go get sharpened.
They don't need to be sharpened.
Oh.
They need to be tightened.
Oh.
That nut, if you pick them back up here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I need to get some pliers and really tighten them.
No, it's okay. I can deal with it. It's no big deal.
But
it's fine.
Oh, fine.
It's fine.
Trying to help him.
No, it's good. It's good. It cuts through fine. Every now and again it'll like not cut, and I'm like,
because the nut, the washer, whatever
what
that's
did you
called.
just call me?
Called you a nut.
Several times now.
Chris from Sew the Distance is here. She says hello.
Hello, Chris.
All right, that is orange. Now I'm going to do yellow. I feel like, and I don't mean to minimize FPP because I think it's beautiful, but I feel like sometimes this is just easy sewing. If it's a well-written pattern, if it's designed well, and it's a color by number type thing, you just pick up the color and you sew it to the paper where it says to sew it, and you're good.
Yep.
And then when you're done, you didn't have to stress about too much. It just came together.
Barb Olson says, never a dull moment with Ian around. No.
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 You're not wrong.
Nope.
You are not incorrect, madam. Oh, Josh.
What happened?
That was... I don't know why I said Josh.
I don't know either.
I have no clue why that came out of my mouth. But, oh, Josh. I was trying to say gosh, and
got it.
I think I was going to say geez as well.
Yeah.
And it came out, oh, Josh.
Oh, Josh.
Oh, Josh.
Mama Harden says they need a lock washer on those scissors or some Loctite.
What's that?
It is, so Loctite is this like liquid that you put onto nuts and bolts and screws.
Oh.
And it basically is like a glue almost. So
Okay.
you can still get it back off. It just takes a little bit more effort because it is locked into place with the liquid.
Well, I'll tell you what happened with those scissors is they had a really bad nick or something in the blade because my husband used the Series 9, not even the Series 7, the Series 9, I think it's 9, might be 7, but like you have the top of the line Kai scissors, and then you have the ridiculous top of the line. That's what those are. I bought those from So Yeah when they were like, you can't even buy these in quilt shops. That's what those are. And he used those to open some packages when we were moving and cut some moving tape. And I was like, pick your battles. This is not a battle. This is not a battle. So I didn't argue about it. And at a quilt shop I took, a quilt show, the expo that we had this fall, I took them with me and got them sharpened. They did a great job, got the blades working.
Yeah.
But ever since then, that bolt hasn't been tight.
Yeah.
And so when just using it a couple of times, it gets loose and loose and loose. So
Yeah,
I think it just needs to be tightened down.
That makes sense. Yeah, they're really sharp. They're super sharp.
They're good,
I
great
like them.
scissors.
It just every now and again misses because of that gap in there.
Yep. So when I go to the expo in August or October, that's at the end of September, that's when it is. When I go again, I will take them with me and I will ask them to fix it, and they will, and it'll be great.
Yep.
And in the meantime, I have plenty of other scissors I can use. Heather said that's divorce crap. I won't tell you about the time when I first started sewing. I had splurged on a pair of Ginger snips. Oh, I was so excited to have these. Like, 'cause I had heard everybody talking about Ginger scissors. These are like 4-inch scissors. I kept them next to my sewing machine. I'm so happy to have them. And I come downstairs one day and my husband's got these little snips like this, Ian.
Oh no.
Cutting his nails. He's lucky he didn't get cut.
Y'all need to bring that up next time he's on the channel.
Yeah. Do you still cut with scissors? Do you still cut your nails with scissors? The answer is yes, he does, but he has his own dedicated scissors for those.
There you go.
And they are not the ones for my sewing room.
Oh,
he uses
boy.
scissors for a lot of things that I never thought to use scissors for, like in the kitchen. He uses scissors in the kitchen. I
have scissors in my kitchen. Yeah,
Okay.
but they're intended for they're kitchen scissors.
Yeah, they're like shears. He cuts pizza with scissors. Yeah, it works, dude. It works.
Cuts pizza with scissors.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. No
Instead
judgment.
of doing the rolly thing,
Yeah.
the scissors work. When he's got to cut up chicken,
Yeah.
scissors.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I'm just like, oh, makes sense. You are smart. I have married a good man. He knows things.
So he uses your fabric scissors.
And then he comes in my sewing room and pulls out the fabric scissors, and I have to fill out the divorce papers. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? I'm just trimming my scissors. My fingers.
Heather Thompson says, my wife is well trained. She doesn't enter the craft/sewing room unless supervised. Oh, that's greatness.
So
I love
funny.
that. I love that.
Look at you. Start. Start, you get back here right now.
Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
Yeah, one more piece to do.
Goodness gracious.
Mary said, I'm going to get Jason some kitchen shears for Christmas this year. You know, that's probably not a bad idea. I think his kitchen shears need to be replaced. All right, I just got to do my purple. Are you done? Almost?
No, I'm on light blue right now. I've got to.
I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him so hard.
You know, it's really funny because when we did our first, I think it was the first collab we did for the Jelly Roll race.
Oh gosh, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. And I was, you know, I just started talking with you. I didn't really know Tiffany. I didn't hardly know anybody in the group yet.
Yeah.
And when I was like, oh yeah, I'll do a Jelly Roll race. Okay, cool. And I was like,
and then Tiffany was like, I'm gonna do 2 jelly rolls at one time.
yeah, and I was like, well, that's weird. And everyone's like, oh, no one's gonna beat Tiffany. And I'm like, we'll see about that. I'm pretty confident here. I think I can hold my own. And then of course she blew everybody out of the water.
Actually, she didn't use 2. She used 1.5.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yes, but
Oh,
nonetheless, she beat all of us very badly. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to be first. That's okay. That's okay. I'll be second. And then I don't remember who the second one was. Somebody finished second, and I was like, oh, well, okay, then I'll be third. And
I was dead last.
yeah,
I know that.
Yeah. Well, you were also hosting it as well,
Okay.
so
It's okay. It's not a race.
But it was just kind of like, oh, well, maybe I'm not as quick as I thought I was. Oops. It's fine. It's fine. I am now working on the brown fabric.
Okay. If you see Jason about to use your scissors in the future, holler, curb, curb, curb.
That's funny.
Maybe I need to do something other than just yell curb.
I was yelling curb like, hey, there's a problem.
He wasn't like curb, curb. He was like curb, curb, curb. There's a little bit more panic every time, and I was just like, "What are you? Why are you yelling at me?"
I saw what was getting ready to happen. I'm like, ah! And I was like, surely she's gonna stop the moment I say curb. No.
We were driving somewhere the other day, Jason and I. We're in the car, and I'm in the right lane. There's 2 lanes. We're going down the parkway, the road we took to dinner tonight.
Yeah.
2 lanes for each way of traffic, and I'm in the right lane, and this dude's in front of me. And I see him turn on his left blinker to get in the left lane. Fine. There's a car in the left lane. And I was like, I'm watching this unfold. And he starts to get over. And it was like he started moving, but he hadn't crossed over the line yet. And I was like, he's going to see the cars there. The car's going to see him coming. Like they're going to see this.
Yeah.
It's going to stop. It is not going to continue. And then his tires started to go over the line, and I couldn't do anything. I just sat there and went, ah! And Jason goes, really? That's all you got? I was just like, he did not hit the car. The other guy honked his horn. He got back in his lane. But that was me in the car. I just went, ah!
Mom told me a story that when this was before I was born, when she was I don't remember if Mom and Dad were like married at that point or dating or like what was happening, but my dad was backing out of the wherever they were at.
Wherever they were.
I don't know if it was the driveway, parking spot, what it was, but Dad was backing out of wherever he was, and there was another car coming, and they would collide. And so Mom was trying to warn him what was getting ready to happen, and all she could muster, like the only verbiage that was coming out of her mouth was oopsie.
Yep.
Absolutely so girly. She says, I'm not fast either, but I enjoy the process more than the product, so I don't mind. Absolutely.
I feel like the one thing I want to... Okay, this does make sense. I was just going to be like, you know what? I realized I never gave them is a diagram for how this goes together, because A could fit onto either the top or the bottom, but if you know I did give you a picture of what it should look like. Red always goes on top, so I think we're okay.
You gave the final picture.
Yeah, that makes sense. And there's no seams on this one to match up. You're just sewing.
Well, the red and the yellow and the orange line up.
Okay, when I put on the next one, I'll have to
Yeah.
make sure they line up.
Yeah, that one lines up, but all the rest of them don't.
Huh. Smack dab on the line on both sides. That never happens in my world.
Wow.
Dang,
Never happened to mine
son.
either. No matter how hard I try. Also depends on how focused I am on how fast I sew. Heather, whenever I'm doing a live, I'm always a lot slower because a lot of times Becca and I or whoever I'm with, we're chatting, or I'm giving instructions or watching chat or any of that. So yeah, that's same for me.
Sean says he sees that on the interstate so much now that it doesn't even phase him anymore.
Jeez, it's crazy. Crazy. Crazy girl. Crazy.
Where's that from?
TikTok. Where else would it be?
You're so crazy, crazy girl. I'm going to press that my seams are open. And then I will grab my wood and roll it
Wow, okay.
with my tongue out.
Makes it even better.
Get your mind out of the gutter. That's not what I meant. It's wood. It's made of wood. My wood roller.
Yep. Yep. It is.
And then I roll it. I steam roll it. We have a thing that we do in our home called steamroller.
No. Sorry.
Jason will go up to any one of his kids, not so much the two grown ones anymore, and he'll go, steamroller! And then he will lay gently down on top of them like this, so like he's going perpendicular to them, and then like roll up and down their torso a little bit. He does it to Zoe. He used to do it all the time to Zoe, but hasn't done it so much anymore. But
She's also gotten a little bigger, I assume.
well,
like, she's
not
not
she's not a little girl anymore.
Right.
And so you don't want to be rolling on top of her.
Yeah, that would be
Weird.
little awkward, I think. Although I did make her laugh this evening.
You
so that was good.
You did. She likes you.
She does.
She tolerates you.
Yeah, that's the better phrasing. She tolerates me.
Tolerates y'all.
And I'm okay with that.
Do you have pins? Can I have some?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I totally messed up and I'm having to use Jack.
Why?
Because I accidentally, I'll show everybody my mistake because I don't mind. So I had this piece sewn on and you can see the seam right there. And then I sewed on the next piece thinking that everything was good. I forgot to flip it back. So I've got to pull this piece that I just sewed on. I got to use Jack to rip that off and try again. Oops. Can't tell you the number of times I've done this at home.
Spot on. Bum 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 bum.
Sean says, I am the same, Ian. There are so many moving parts during a live. Absolutely, especially if you're doing it on your own.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do all the things. One of my friends, YouTube, the Art Sherpa, her and her husband do live videos like constantly. And I don't know how in the world they are able to do all that they do. I've literally sat in the studio and even painted with them. And seeing all the things that John does during a live is just like how he controls 4 different cameras. He watches the chat. It's just insane. There's a lot. Is he coming to do his nightly check?
No, he just threw the mop rag in there.
Oh, gotcha.
We bought these reusable Swiffer pads that you just toss in the wash instead of throwing away, because we have the Swiffer wet jet.
Yeah.
So instead of using the disposable ones, we have these reusable ones that you can put through the washer and dryer. So he must have changed out the pad and just tossed the other one in for the laundry.
I should do that. I went to Costco because I bought Swiffer, both the wet jet and the regular Swiffer. And I did I have a membership to Costco, and so I bought like the 100 million pack of Swiffer stuff. So once that runs out, I may look into getting the reusable ones because that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, we did that because puppy accidents.
Yep.
we'd go through 3 boxes in like a week.
Yeah. That makes sense. Sandra says, hello from Dallas, Texas. Hello, neighbor. Although I'm not there at the moment. All right, we're going to go try this again. It's going to go great this time. I'm going to do it right. That's folded out. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. With these, now, something we should mention about these templates. Whenever you're putting them together, the outside, Becca's going to show once she gets hers completely cleaned up, the outside has dotted lines. Because if you were going to sew this into another block, you would need that seam allowance space, right?
And you could actually sew this. You'll see here, it's better if you download it. You can see that outside line is actually a dotted line. That's what you trim on when you're cleaning up your block. But because we're only going to use one block, we just cut that away. Once the block is all put together, to clean it up, we're going to cut in the solid inside line because we just need the block. But if you were going to make multiple of these and join them together, you would join them together and stitch on that solid inside line.
So Be It Quilts is asking, Ian, did you miss all of the bad weather? I did miss all the bad weather at home because I've been here. We did have a couple of storms pass through earlier in the week, and thankfully I think we got pea to marble sized hail.
He was kind enough to share that experience with me.
Yeah, it followed me here apparently. But I did end up in the bathroom is the center portion of my apartment. It's the safe room in my apartment. And I did end up having to go hang out in the bathroom from like 6 to 7 a.m. one morning. I think that was Tuesday morning because we had some hail and severe storms passing through. But other than that, I missed all the bad weather, so I'm okay with that.
It's so funny to me that that's like something you think about, like.
Oh yeah, and we talked earlier about like me living in Texas. I have to think about like a readiness bag, and making sure that I have chargers and cables to charge devices, and I need to have shoes. Like a lot of people don't think, even those who live in severe weather areas, don't think about having to have shoes. Oh, it's so nice. I love it. Having to have shoes available in case they need to, because if a tornado comes through and destroys your home, your building, whatever, there's going to be a lot of debris, so you need to have shoes on the ready and everything. Sandra was asking, what are y'all working on? Becca just showed hers. This is the quilted postcards that we're working on. Becca just finished the top of the postcard top, and she can trim that up and make that the postcard size.
Now, I will tell you the one thing that's interesting about this, first of all, I just realized, like from the back side, the letters are now all upside down.
That's all right.
It doesn't matter.
No, it's fine.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, I was telling Ian, when you're done with this, because this isn't going in a quilt, you can actually leave the paper on the back and quilt it. You don't have to pull the paper off because it's just gonna go in a postcard.
Yep.
So I think I'm gonna leave mine on.
Okay.
Just to stabilize it until it's ready. Aww. Tiffany sent me a text that says, guess who loves you?
Aww.
Ian.
Oh. Somebody was asking, Ian, are you a cat person? I do like cats. I'm a dog and
Sorry. And she said Joey McIntyre going.
That's
she
funny.
knows she knows me.
She does. She does know you.
Love her. I hope she's going to be able to do Quilt Con rally next year.
By the way, for those who are unfamiliar with the pride flag, the red is at the top, the purple is at the bottom. And then whenever you're displaying it like this, the red is going to be on your left.
Yep.
Anyways, it's going to be that way. It's fine.
I told Mom about our QuiltCon trip.
Yeah.
And how, like, the plans that maybe you and Tiffany would be accompanying, like, coming back afterwards.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's maybe a trip that I don't need to be up here for. She's like, that's a lot of people.
It is going to be a lot of people, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Gonna be fun.
You know what we should have done?
What?
Like, if we would have set this up with Zoom, we could have brought Tiffany in.
Oh, yeah.
And then it could have been like the three of us. Oh, well. Next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
This is kind of spur of the last moment anyways.
Yeah, like, we weren't sure what to do with the technology. We were
Yeah.
figuring it out after work today at like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Marianne loves my shirt.
I see that.
I get a lot of compliments on the shirt. It says where everyone fits in. I was on the plane coming back from Vegas wearing it, and the flight attendant was like, I love your shirt. I was like, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, Sewing with Lloyd. 250 days, 23 hours, 14 minutes till 2024 quilt
Oh
con.
my god.
Someone's counting down.
I'm hoping to enter QuiltCon this year.
Jubble the Rebel says, the reason I ask if you are a cat person is because I too live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and have some kittens if you want them.
Unfortunately, excuse me, as I took a sip there, unfortunately, I cannot afford the pet deposit, so thank you very much. But unfortunately, I can't really have any pets right now.
Sean.
Otherwise, Becca may have been sending me home with a cat.
Oh, God. Yeah, we already called dibs on you that one. Sean said if Tiffany and Ian stay through the next weekend, they can come to the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Festival the following weekend. So QuiltCon is the last weekend in March, and then the following weekend is the one over by Virginia Beach.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
I'm looking for batting.
Oh, it's in the bucket.
No.
Where'd you put the
It's
postcard
gone.
bucket?
I think I used it all.
Oh, okay.
I need scrap batting, and it's behind you.
Oh. Well, let me move out of the way.
No, I'll go get it. No, don't move. No, you can't be bothered. Can't be bothered to move out of the way.
I didn't move out of the way.
Goob.
Oh, that one. I could have handed that to you. I thought it was in one of these wonderful drawers.
Hey, what's this? Mine, that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what this is. You stole my tool, I stole yours. Yours just happens to be made into something. Good night, Irene. This thing's tiny.
Uh-huh.
What is this for? Your Apple Pencil?
I mean, it could. It's a pencil case.
Yeah. It can hold one pencil.
It can hold a lot more. It actually, so when I was going into the office, I had all of my pens and highlighters and stuff in there, and not in that one, but in one that I have.
I just want to crease the corners for you. Here you go.
And I had like, I'm not even kidding you. I think I had like 10 pins in there. Like it
Really?
holds a lot more than it looks.
It's pretty full. There, and now it is a proper square because I have creased the corners. Would you like me to press it?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
It's so cool. Oh gosh, you did a great job.
Thank you. I like
love it. Anyway, I'll let you have it back. Temporarily. Yeah. Tiffany said, yes, there will be a lot of people because don't forget, Scott's going to be with me.
Oh, that's right. Oops.
Because I'm a nice person, I'm going to cut enough batting for Beavis over there.
Rude?
Rude much?
Rude?
Not enough. Here you go.
See if I come back. No, I'll definitely come back.
The plane ticket's already bought, dude.
Yeah. It's true.
Oh. My head itched.
Oh.
Here's your cardstock and your
Thank
72.
you, thank you. Oh, I was looking at your computer screen when I did that, and I was like, oh, hello up my nose. Good to see you. Oh.
Heather said, the fact that you just described that as scrap batting, ha 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 ha. It's actually a really big piece. It could probably fit several. So in my world, everything that is scrap batting is anytime I have leftovers after I cut a piece out of a queen size package.
Yep.
And sometimes it is big enough to do a whole quilt, and sometimes it is not.
I have lots of scrap batting at home because my quilter will give me the extra after she works on a quilt for me. And so I have a whole drawer full of
I give mine to
scrap batting.
Mary.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that there's like, you can
Frankenbatting.
you can create Frankenbatting.
How are you going to quilt yours?
I don't know. I may not quilt mine. I may move on to make another one, another top. Don't know why I said it like that. Another top.
Bum, 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 bum,
What you
bum,
looking for?
bum. Well, the pen that I gave it to my mom because she wanted an air-soluble pen. So
Here you go.
into my... No, those are water-soluble markers.
No, one of there's one air.
Oh, she left them behind. She should have taken them because she wanted to draw markings and she left the ruler. She wanted to draw markings on her quilt. I'll mail them down to her. Or take them, actually. I'll see her in a few weeks.
But one of those is air soluble.
Yeah, this one. This is my favorite. Because it just disappears. And it stays long enough for you to do something with it, but then disappears over time.
Sounds like all the men I ever dated.
I'm not sure where to go with that one. Do we have abandonment? Or did you leave them? Like, are you sour?
I don't know where that came from.
There's so many questions now. Oh my god. I literally don't know how to quilt this. I literally don't.
I did the stitch in the ditch, which worked.
It did.
I think when I get home, I may do some that have, because I have all the different coordinating, so I may like go the different coordinating
fun.
coloring.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's too much work for me.
It's a lot of work. It's
too much work for me. I'm just going to stitch in the ditch. And we're going to call it a day. At the end of the day, I know where this one's going. My sister has asked... My sister has asked me to send some to her to mail out. So that's where mine are going to go.
Is she here? Is she watching?
Oh, normally she's not, no.
Ah. She'll pop in sometimes.
Sometimes. Most of the time, no. She can't be bothered.
Oh.
She has a life.
Oh.
That's what she says. No, but realistically, she works like 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then she's got to take care of the kid.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's not meant to be that way. It probably sounds a lot worse than it is. Oh gosh, this is so pretty. Just like slow and steady wins the race.
Absolutely. Thank you, Katie. That's sweet of you.
Hi, Katie. Yes, of course. Katie is doing some interviews that she wants to share with people, including those with cotton cuts. So maybe she could do an interview of you.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get started doing the cotton cuts? Why do you like the puzzle mystery? I don't know what questions I'll ask you.
So much fun. So much fun. You're doing cotton candy for the next puzzle mystery quilt. And in fact, if you type PM or exclamation point PMQ into the chat, that will give you the link over to the puzzle mystery quilt. Remember, guys, for the puzzle mystery quilt, you can use Becca. Is it Carnival Becca? No, it's Becca Carnival.
Yeah, yours is Ian Carnival.
Ian Carnival. If you use one of our codes when you purchase, they'll give you a little goodie in your first clue. And stop dropping stuff. And don't forget that cotton cuts, usually about the third month of a puzzle mystery quilt, is when they start closing it off and moving on to the next one. So if you're interested in Carnival, go ahead and head over there and get signed up for it, because it's going to be shipping out next month. Clue number
What?
1 goes
When does
next
that-
month, right?
Yeah, like when did the summer just fly by?
It's going fast. I'm not like, this is the second trip of my summer. The first one was to Disneyland. This is my second trip of the summer, and we have the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Festival next month. 20 days, 19 days, something like that.
Wow.
Crazy. Dun, 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 dun. Why am I doing that?
Oh, this you're welcome. You're welcome for that earworm. I did that to you.
It was actually, we've been listening to Cello Chill and on Apple Music, and that was one of the stations that we tuned into today.
And then we started listening to, what was the Vitamin Strings?
Vitamin String Quartet.
Oh, I
and they were
love them.
doing Lady Gaga, and it's so good.
I really enjoy these artists, these musicians that play like quartets and stringed instruments, or like, and they're just playing like the top 40 without the lyrics, and it's just like really soothing. It's my go-to. So I created a playlist called Cello Chill, and it's just like there's a artist, a couple of musicians called Two Cellos that are on there a lot. Vitamin Strings would go on there as well.
Yep.
I also really enjoy a good alphabetical group. Hold on, I missed it. I gotta see what happened. I'm just not even gonna ask if he's good anymore.
I was trying to get the pen.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Because here's the replay coming up.
We're watching the replay.
Oh,
we're watching the replay.
I'm watching the replay.
See, there you go.
Wow, Ian.
Well, I don't even know if I'm centered anymore in the camera. There we go. Okay. I almost cussed you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you did.
I said sheesh. I said
Oh,
sheesh.
okay.
I definitely said
I didn't hear it. I
sheesh.
just, oh my gosh. Oh. Or Ian. I'm not even ask if you're okay anymore. Like, you lost that right a long time ago. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I'm gonna stand up and grab some pins out of the container.
Do you think you're really allowed to use those?
Oh my gosh!
Hilarious. But the thing is, I don't think you even, like, you're not even trying.
No, I'm not.
Good night, Irene.
Did I break the... No, everything's fine.
You're ridiculous. And the reason why I'm not asking if he's okay is because I really know he is. I've been around him enough to know that this is just who he is. No, honey, it's not.
It is hot.
But it's not hot.
It is hot.
No, you're
It's hot
just
'cause I'm in
embarrassed.
here.
Oh gosh. Okay, you might be hot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Nutball. And there they go. Ian,
know.
is it your goal to maim yourself every time you visit Becca?
I'm telling y'all don't realize how clumsy I am in real life. And so when you meet me in person, you're like, wow.
Do we really want to let you go down the stairs tonight? What the heck was that? And he fell.
Oh man. Oh, that was yeah,
That happened.
That happened.
That happened just then.
I was trying so hard not to have another repeat of last time.
And that's when he knew he had effed up.
Tracy says, do you let him around sharp objects?
Well, he just grabbed a pin, so he's using a rotary cutter and a sewing machine, and I'm questioning my judgment of that.
Oh my gosh.
I sense a short coming out. Doo-da, doo-da.
Oh man.
Dumb ways
Ways
to
to die.
die. So many dumb ways to die.
Ah. Auntie L says that. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to this comment first. Barbara says, I'm watching you on the 40-inch desktop monitor and you were way too close to me. Auntie L says, I signed up for the small bomb pop for the puzzle mystery quill. Congratulations, that's excellent. I'm doing a large petting zoo. It is so hot in here right now.
It's a little warm. Now I feel warm. You just raised the temperature by like 25 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
You're nuts.
I'm gonna open one of these windows up here in a moment.
Just go step outside. Don't get eaten by the bears. Look, I quilted it while you were falling.
It's good. Excellent.
It's leaning towards you. You might want to push the whole thing back to the machine.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
like I think that might be your problem, dude. No, like push the machine back.
Oh, okay. I think that's what, because I think one of these feet slipped off as I was leaning on it. It became 3D.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Christine, I'm glad I could always make you laugh. Oh, don't forget to give this a thumbs up. If I made you laugh tonight, make sure it's live. A thumbs up.
Or, more importantly, if that made you laugh, make sure to subscribe to his channel where he falls on a weekly basis for your entertainment.
I have almost tripped and fallen a couple of times on my chair. I did fall out of my chair. I did fall out of my chair on my channel. I forgot about that. I did fall out of my chair.
Fell out of the chair here, fell out of the chair there. The poles fell on top of you on Cotton Cuts Live.
I don't understand my luck sometimes because...
honey, it's not luck.
Lloyd asks, I thought you were doing a Bomb Pop 2. No, I'm going to be doing the petting zoo because it is the Tula Pink fabric. I was thinking about Ring Toss was going to be the colorway that I was thinking about. But when they announced that they were doing the petting zoo, the Tula Pink, I immediately went for that one instead.
This homeowner's in shorts covering Ian.
I don't think so.
I think Sean's in the chat and is going to be an ambassador again.
Yeah.
And I
don't remember
like
what
Bomb
color.
Pop is one of the ones he was looking at. I just watched the replay. Too damn funny. Well, isn't that special?
Teresa says, what episode, Ian? So I don't remember what episode it was that I fell out of my chair on my channel. I have fallen out of chairs on my channel and on Becca's channel. There's a short of me doing it.
The right answer is all of them.
Yeah, just everywhere.
Do you want to walk people through when you get to that point where we're doing like the final stitch? Like, do you want to walk people through what it is I'm actually doing? Do you want to talk them through that?
On putting this together or
no, finish. Oh, when you assemble. So I quilted my quilt. I quilted it through the paper, and I actually left the paper. Oh, sorry, I quilted the postcard through a piece of batting with nothing on the back, and I left my paper in here. It adds a little bit more stiffness to it instead of being so floppy. So it's got a little bit more body. And then I've got this, what is a 72F is what it's called? Because the 2 stands for double-sided. I know that.
Yeah, I think it is 72 if I remember correctly.
It's called 72F. It's a Pellon product. It has glue on both sides. And so I take that plus, is this an 80-pound?
So you can use 60 to 80 pound usually. You can go as high as 100, but 100 is a lot thicker. And so your needle's really going to go a lot duller using that 100-pound cardstock. So I usually recommend between 65 and 80 is the most common.
So I think this was the 80-pound because he really recommended the 80-pound. So I've got that, and I make a layer, and I lay it down. I make sure everything is all nice and lined up. And then with a hot iron, I just set it on top of the quilt block. And then the glue on the top side is going to adhere to the back of my batting. And then once all of that's done, I carefully turn it around and I do the same thing to the back side, and then the glue will adhere to the postcard. And then I don't know if this is really needed, but just to kind of help things, I did put a clapper down there to apply a little bit of pressure to help the glue cool against all of that and keep it nice and flat. And since this, I don't have my square ruler over here, so I'm just kind of rubbing this back and forth. Wow, 11 thumbs up since Ian said, if I made you laugh.
So I've made 11 people laugh today. Excellent.
And man, I liked leaving that paper in there. This is really? This is, here.
I may have to try that.
Try this.
Oh.
Right? Like it's got a little bit more, I like that.
I just wonder, whenever you're putting it through, going around and doing the final stitching, because you really got to be, my corner ended up, I don't know if it's going to come across on camera, but you can see the corners popped up a little bit. So I think you just have to be careful whenever you're
well, and you don't have to do a zigzag either.
Yeah, it's true.
You could just do a straight stitch around all four sides. You could go in and pull this piece of paper on this side just because of that flap.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be okay. Maybe I'll pull. Nah, I'm not going to mess with it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
We're going to leave it in. I like it. I'm going to leave the paper in.
Excellent.
Because I can do what I want. You are not the boss of me.
That's the fun part about postcards, is you can really experiment with them, have fun with them, see what works best for you. By the way, I got to throw in a shout out to Sarah Ruiz. I don't remember her Instagram account. She's the one, every time I talk about postcards, she's the one that really inspired me and taught me how to do postcards. And I want to give credit where credit is due. She taught me, I took her class at QuiltCon and learned how to do quilted postcards. It is such a fun project to work on. So shout out to Sarah Ruiz. Ruiz. I don't remember her Instagram, but check her out. She's
glue
really,
down
really
the
cool.
corners first, Shelley Clark said.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just because it's never going to wash.
Yeah.
You have that Roxanne's glue based it right there?
I think it was.
No, I put it back over by you.
Yep, you're right.
I'll just put some in the corners. Bind it like a quilt. You could.
Do that too.
You could.
I've seen many of postcards that are bound like quilts.
I'm not going to do that with this one anyway.
I can tell this one's going to be off a little bit, but that's okay. Honestly, this pattern looks really super professional because Becca did it.
Oh, you're too kind.
And it came out really, really well. My quilting on it wasn't the best, but you know, it's okay. And I just love how it came, like that going through the mail is just gonna be so awesome. I can't wait to send it out to my friends. How badly did I do? Oh no, I did. Okay. It's not too bad. Our cardboard already pre-cut. So ours are pre-cut.
5x7.
But you can purchase typically you would purchase a pack of paper and cut them up.
I bought the cardstock from Michael's, and then I cut down my 72F and no, it was Joann's. I went to Joann's and I bought the 72F and the cardstock. Yeah. I bought the 72F and the 80-pound cardstock and cut it all down to 5x7, and I keep a bin for fabric postcards actually right here with everything ready to go. So if I ever want to make a postcard, I've got it here. And I've got some scrap fabrics in here that I was using. I've got, look, Ian, remember these?
Yeah, I do remember
We did these last visit.
Yeah, that's funny. We make postcards every time I'm here.
Yeah. So that was last time. And then I've got some other pieces in here. I have international stamps. All the fabric that's in here is actually Christmas, because that's what we were working with last time.
Yep.
This is kind of like fabric that I was like, oh, that's cute. I don't want to get rid of it yet. So it's all in here. I might have to go through and clean some of this out, because I don't know that maybe I'll do like a scrap bag for my next live sale.
Yeah.
But my scrapbook supplies stay in here.
Your scrapbook?
Sorry.
Postcards?
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we're going to have to go to Joann's tomorrow because I only have like 3 more pieces of 72F,
Oh,
but I do have lots of cardstock. So we'll make a run into Joann's.
sounds good.
These out.
Woo.
Hello, Pat.
Hello.
She is joining us from Promised Land, SP, Pennsylvania. Here, you gotta do the.
Oh, jeez.
You gotta do the ziggy zaggy.
Do the ziggy zaggy. Hold on.
Ziggy zaggy. Hey, I gotta go to the restroom.
Okay.
I need a bio break.
Okay, I can hold down the fort while you're doing that. And I'll tell them about on Sunday what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay. So on Sunday, Becca has graciously agreed to do a live Q&A with me. So we're going to hang out here in our studio. I didn't really have a project to do because I'm traveling. And so I thought over on my channel, Off Kilter Crafter Ian, that we could do a Q&A, and we need your questions. So if you want to head over to Becca's Facebook group, if you type !Facebook, that will get you the link to head over to the Facebook group. And I have a post in there that you can post your questions for us to answer. Mary will hopefully be here as well. And so if you want to ask Mary, the Crafty Panda, any questions, you can post them in there as well. Like, how clumsy is Ian really in life? And then you can also go to my Instagram account, Off Kilter Crafter Ian, and submit questions there as well. So if I keep holding it upside down. But anyways, there is my finished postcard. Well, the top at least. And look how sharp that is. I got everything lined up almost. I'm looking at, there's a monitor right over there that I can see. And there we go. Tiffany says, what are y'all going to do with all these postcards you're making? I'm going to be sending some to my friends. And then Becca's sister said that she wanted some, so Becca will be sending some off to her sister. I am, Mary. I am very excited for tomorrow's trip into DC.
Want some chocolate?
Maybe. I may go grab some water because my throat's getting a little parched.
You got your mic. You want ice?
No, just regular water, please. Thank you so much. Your name was mentioned in the interview I just posted online tonight. I'm gonna have to go check that out. I'm going to, so now I'm gonna do the zigzag stitch around the edge for Becca because her baby lock, she doesn't have a zigzag stitch on her Juki machine. So over here on her baby lock, I am going to do the zigzag stitch around the edge to clean everything up and help keep everything in place. So I'm going to go to the zigzag stitch. I'm going to take it out of that. And what I'm going to drop the, I'm going to increase the width of the stitch so it goes as far wide as possible. And I'm going to decrease the stitch length a little bit. There we go.
This looks like a Boss water bottle.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody very awesome gave it to me while I was in California because notice what it says.
Number.
Aw.
Okay.
Ooh, that spilled and that was cold.
Well, it's out of the fridge. Do you want Three Musketeers,
I'll just toss one.
Milky Way, or Snickers?
Surprise me.
Good, have a Snickers.
Oh.
Oh, wait, here comes the replay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, they're about to see it. In
Oh boy.
3, 2.
No, it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a hot minute. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Oh no.
Yep. Yep. Here it goes.
And there it goes.
And there it is.
And
now you just saw, because remember, y'all are about 30 seconds delayed from us. Julie has a question, by the way.
How much do I beat you up? All the time. Oh God.
Julie M asks, is buying a used sewing machine, any brand, generally a terrible idea or risk?
No, I think that's a good idea. but you got to be careful because it's used. So you just have to know what you're getting into. So I have 2 machines that I bought that were both used. One was a good buy and the other one was a bad buy. And here's how I knew the difference.
There it is.
The one that was a bad buy, I didn't know what I was buying.
Yeah.
And I I found it online. It was a baby lock. I don't remember what brand it was, but it was a baby lock, or which model it was. And the guy advertised on eBay as sewing perfectly, great shape. And I was like, oh, I can get this baby lock for like $500 or $700, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's a lot of money, but baby locks are good sewing machines. My friend has a baby lock and it's good. And I took him at his word.
Mm-hmm.
So I purchased it and it came, and sure, it powered on and did all the things. But I realized, and I didn't know this going in, that the stitch length was super tiny. It's like the feed dogs weren't working and pulling in the fabric. It's almost like they weren't all the way engaged.
Oh.
So the stitches were like, if you put it on like 0.8,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it really looked like.
Oh.
It was bad.
Wow.
So I worked on it for a couple of weeks and I realized that I couldn't get the stitch length to change no matter what I did. So I took it into the baby lock dealer in the area and he said, well, I'll be honest with you. This is an older machine, and how much did you spend on it? And I told him. He's like, well, I could maybe fix this, but by the time I buy all the parts, you might still have issues, because it was like 20 years old or something, I guess. And so I was like, oh, wow. And he's like, what I would do is send it back. He's like, you spent $500 on it? He's like, I said, yes. He said, well, I think it was $700 that I spent. Anyway, he's like, whatever I spent on it, he's like, I'll make a deal with you. You can send it back and get a refund, and I will sell you that machine right over there for that same price.
Oh, wow.
And he gave me, I think it was a Baby Lock Elegante is what I had.
Yeah.
And it was a sewing embroidery combination machine.
Right.
It had all the bells and whistles, 0 stitches on the embroidery unit, very well taken care of. The lady had just decided to upgrade to the Baby Lock Destiny. So I snatched it because, hello.
Right. Absolutely.
But what I learned is if you're buying it online from somebody who is not a quilter, doesn't know anything about sewing machines, a lot of times they say it works fine, it's great because it powers on, and they could make some stitches, but they don't know what to look for. Yeah. So if you're going to buy it online, make sure you're talking to somebody that knows what they're talking about, number one. Number two, if you have the ability to buy it and try it before you do, take some fabric and go take it for a test run. You're gonna know whether you're getting a good machine that way or not. So I mean, like I said, it just depends. Sadly, I think some people think because the sewing machine turns on and they can make a couple of stitches that everything's great, and that's not always the case.
No, for sure.
That would be my. What are your thoughts?
My preferred brand is Bernina, and a lot of times my Bernina retailers will sell their classroom models, so they have been gently used.
Yes.
They come at a discount.
That was a classroom model that you're selling.
Oh yeah. A lot of different, I know Bernina does it. I didn't want to say like,
oh, I don't care,
some other brand and then not do it. But a lot of times you can get classroom model sewing machines for a slight discount. They are very gently used. They have been used a little bit, but nothing too much. And it's really great with the discount to get a brand new machine for a little bit less. So I prefer to do that. I did buy my first Bernina was a Aurora 440. And I basically kind of bought it condition unknown. I saw physically that it looked okay, but I wasn't sure if the internals were working. And so I did go ahead and purchase it because the price was way less than what it should have been for it. So I was taking a risk, but I was hoping it was going to pay off. It did have some issues where it needed to be plugged in for a good hour before I used it. And so I needed to make sure to plug it in before I used it, because there's like a capacitor in it that needs to be powered up before it actually will start sewing. And so that was a little bit of a hassle. And it could be fixed, but it would be, I don't remember how much they quoted me because I did look into it. It was still in really good condition, but you know, that was all. So I did sell that one when I bought my 770, and I warned the person who bought it. It's always best to be truthful about everything. I said, hey, I just want you to know this machine does power up, and I had it plugged in for them and showed them, and it worked. But I said, I want you to know that the capacitor will run out of energy and you'll have to keep it plugged in for an hour before you can start using it. So just keep that in mind when when you purchase it. They were cool with it. They didn't have a problem with it, so they ended up buying it.
Yep. Anna asked if there was a baby lock dealer in this area, and I gave her an answer. Berger Sewing in Manassas, Virginia is highly, highly recommended.
Perfect.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Tiffany said pretty nails. How many compliments is that now?
That's
Mom?
5, 6. I think it's like 5 or 6.
Mom thinks that they're too bright and that I am too pale to wear this color.
No, I think it's a good color. Stop yelling at me. It's fine.
I am eating chocolates and drinking water.
Water?
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 Mm-hmm. Julie said, thank you, Ian.
You're very welcome.
Helen wants to know, is that the digital one? Machine.
That's not what I wanted to do. The Aurora, or the 770?
I think so.
Yeah. The 770, so my 770 has the touch screen that I can do all the things on, and then I also have the embroidery unit with it as well.
Oh.
The Aurora 440, it could do embroidery, but it did not have the embroidery unit with it, and it just had a simple, it didn't have a touch screen, it had a simple display with buttons. But it still did that was a Cadillac compared to the machine that I had used prior to it.
Mary said, the machine I have is an Aurora 440 QE.
Nice. That's what mine was. I loved it. It was a great machine. I didn't really want to sell it, but in order to make the payments for the one that I was getting, I needed to unfortunately sell it because I love my 770. It's amazing, but it does cost a lot. And honestly, I honestly never thought I would be able to afford a machine like that. But when I was at QuiltCon, for those who don't know the story, I was at QuiltCon in 2020. Yes, 2020, before the pandemic truly kicked off, just a few months before the pandemic truly started. And I was walking past the Bernina booth, and I kept walking past that Tula Pink edition 770, and I kept just petting it, and I think they finally got sorry for me, and they were like, how about this? We will give it to you at classroom discount. And I was like, sold. Can't turn that down. Did somebody just get to the part where you beamed me with the Snickers?
No. Amy says, is Ian sewing with Tula? LOL.
Not at the moment, I'm not. Not at the moment, I'm not.
I had an appointment on Thursday. He was working from the house. Yeah. I was out doing my thing, and I came back, and he showed me the clip. I was like, what are you doing? So every time I've left him alone, another short pops up, and more of my fabric disappears from the shelves.
Yep.
And he told me before, he was like, I'm coming with an empty suitcase. Yep. Because last time he came, I had a whole box for him. He's like, I'm coming with an empty suitcase. That way, whatever you have for me, just set it aside, da-da-da-da-da. I was like, okay. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, he came with an empty suitcase because he planned to empty my shelves.
How dare you reveal my master plan? No, I'm just kidding. I just appreciate the wonderful things that you have given me, but it's so wonderful. But it's nice because, like, she's been saving, because we knew this trip was coming up, and so she's been saving things and that way she doesn't have to ship them to me and
suck at
save the
shipping.
shipping.
I suck at Mary helps me with that. Honestly, the only reason why things actually get to people that should get them is because Mary's like, oh, this needs to be mailed. I got you, girlfriend. And she takes it and she mails it. And I'm like, oh. Otherwise, like, Ian, gosh, what was it? Last year or something? There was a package. I was like, okay, I'm going to send this to you. I've done it to Tiffany too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've got a box for you.
Yeah.
And it sits in my studio for months. Both of them have been on the receiving end of waiting months for the box. And sometimes those boxes make baby boxes while they're waiting to be mailed. So
that's all right.
Oh, they can see the quilt. My quilt on the long arm behind you.
Oh, yeah. Oops, wrong way.
Yep, I'm working on quilting that. I got the top third of it done. I'm just doing ruler work on it. And I haven't had time to work on it since then. But the shelves look great, too.
They do. They really look good. Oh, good. I got everything down. You can show it off.
Sweet. So this is the finished postcard.
Why does your machine keep going to double needle? It like defaults.
Lock the screen. Hit the little lock icon.
Well, it's every time I switch stitches, it switches to.
I don't know.
That's weird.
Mom must have set a setting. I'll fix it later. So
I just keep wondering what I'm doing. I'm like, what did I do wrong?
I don't know. She was having that problem too, so there must be a setting changed. So this is the free pattern that you can get on my website. There's also...
Oh, it's right here.
This is the other pattern in case you didn't see it. Both of these postcard patterns are free on my website. Exclamation pattern will get you the link to both of them. So you can either send somebody a pride flag or hi. Either one's fine.
Yep. Barbara asks, has Ian met Tula in person? I have not. I'm hoping to bump into her at the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Festival because she has several quilts in the show. And then she's actually going to be out there as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just found that out. I was watching her.
Would you like to give her a postcard?
Maybe. I might do that.
Just walk
it's
around
pink
like,
for Tula Pink.
Hi. Hi. Or, Oh, I should make another one. Like, you got hi, and then for our Canadian friends, with a question mark,
Oh my gosh.
Actually, wait, I gotta think of a. Yeah, it's a. It's not
No,
it's a. I had to slip in.
Having a good day,
eh? Yeah, this one's pretty. This one's a little bit thicker, eh? So there you go, eh?
Yep.
Yeah. This one does feel. It's sturdier on top.
Yep. It has a little bit
because of the paper.
Yep. Yup.
I can feel the deference.
Yup. Should I leave the room? I have no idea. This is what happened. Well, we haven't been drinking anything but water. I swear to you, it has been water.
Water. Well, we did get a coffee. Or no, a boba tea. A boba tea.
Yeah.
I took 2 sips of it and decided,
I'm sorry. After all the time that we had to sit with the alarm going on.
I ended up drinking Jason.
Oh, that's right. You did drink Jason.
So Jason got a latte, but the way they make lattes is with the oat milk, and then they put the shot of espresso in it. So I drank that instead, and I didn't want to drink 2 sugary beverages. So I had most of his coffee, and I didn't drink my boba. Yeah. But I would get the boba again. I did like that.
Boba's good. I like boba.
Mary said, "Yeah, right."
I like boba.
Billy said, "Yo," and WTH.
I like WTH. That would be a good one. That would be a good one to make.
Right. Teresa said, "Yeah, right." No, like, so here's something that most people don't know about me. I actually don't like the taste of alcohol. I will have an adult beverage occasionally if it's like one of those fruit flavored cocktails
where you can hardly taste the alcohol.
No.
Oh, okay.
You can't taste it at all.
Yeah.
Then I will have like one.
Yeah.
But also I'm such a control freak that I don't want to ever feel like I'm out of control.
Absolutely. I'm the same way. I like to have an adult beverage every now and again, but I don't like to get that to that point where I don't feel in control.
Oh gosh, I forgot all about the giveaways. I
Giveaways?
no, I put in there that we were
okay.
going to do a giveaway. So
Oops.
yeah, let's do that
Yeah.
because it's 10 o'clock. I forgot all about it. We were just sitting here chatting. So we'll pull 4 winners
Okay.
out of 1 giveaway. That way we'll be done in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. 4 consecutive winners from 1 round of tickets.
Sure.
I just got to get
sounds
it set
good.
up. It's always set up. I just have to hit the thing.
I thought Flat Jenny was about to make a visit to Becca. Where is she? Where is Flat Jenny?
In my suitcase upstairs, I think. All right, so we're gonna run this at 5 minutes. We don't need it to run for 20 because I'm not gonna be live that long. And it's gonna be a mystery package. It might be a postcard. It might be a scrap pack. It might be a quilt kit. It might be a gift certificate.
It might be a postcard that says, "Hi."
It might be Ian coming to your house.
Hello. Get ready. What's for dinner?
So 5 minutes. I liked our mocktails in Vegas. Yeah. So Tiffany and I went to a show with a couple other friends in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Was it? Is that where we? Yeah, that is where we got it. Well, they had cocktails, and we were like, no, we don't want the alcohol.
Right.
And so we ordered mocktails.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got the fruity, sugary. Why is it not working yet?
I don't know. I was noticing that.
Oh, I had to hit start.
Oh, that helps.
Anyway, there we go. Should be working now.
Heather, we see your comment. How can I get a ticket? It just started. Sorry about that. It is.
And yes, you can enter, Heather. Yes, you can enter. Can I enter over here? She lives in England. Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Open worldwide. Just keep in mind that if you live across the country, you might get a postcard.
And your code to enter is oops. That's very fitting for today.
Yeah.
Thanks for beaming me with that Snickers.
You're welcome. Thanks
There's
for
now
calling.
there's now 2 clips from this one that we'll have to make.
Wait, is it giving
it is.
out tickets? Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I
there.
see them.
Okay, I see them now.
Eh?
Yeah,
Eh?
Hey,
E-H.
Can you hand me that A? So what was I saying? I forgot.
The drinks.
The mocktails.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really like the taste of alcohol. It's not my favorite thing to do. And a couple of things happen. Anytime I drink alcohol, my stomach burns. And it like my tolerance level is like 2, and then I can't stand how bad my gut feels from it. So I don't like that.
Sure.
And then the other thing that happens is if I'm with people that, like Ian, if I'm with Ian, I would get really super giggly and giddy. But as soon as the evening slows down, I just want to fall asleep. I can get giggly and giddy without the alcohol. So why spend the money?
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
No, but what happened?
I'm laughing at the comment. Becca snickered Ian.
I did. So
Too funny.
I definitely don't like alcohol. I know, we're in the same boat on that one.
By the way, yo Petty G, what up? She's, I don't know why I have to say it like that every time you're in the chat. I just love it. I hope you don't mind that, by the way. She says, don't come to my house. I don't have homeowners insurance.
So
Oh,
that
too
being said,
funny.
I do have, there are probably about maybe 1 time a year, actually not even that anymore. Maybe once every 2 or 3 years, maybe I'll have part of a adult beverage, but it's really more just like because it's a social situation.
Sure.
But you know what I love? I love when there's a social situation where everybody's having a beer or a glass of wine and it's kind of expected that you have to have the drink. When you can get that mocktail, because I don't want to drink the alcohol. So a lot of times I'll spend $10 on the drink and it sits on the table.
Yeah.
But it was just because everybody else ordered it and I felt like I had to.
Social pressure and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
but I don't want to
absolutely.
drink it. Like I have no desire. Like it's just not.
It's interesting because I took, so in college, as one of my electives, I took a beverage survey class from the hospitality department.
Okay.
And it was a very interesting class because it was beers, wines, and spirits. I was in college. I wanted to learn and expand my knowledge of alcohol. I've never been a big drinker. I don't like to drink a lot of alcohol most of the time, 1 or 2 at most, and they're good. And so I took this class as an elective, and everybody thinks this class is like that fun blow-off class that, oh, we get to drink in class, we get an A. Like, first of all, you get drops of alcohol. You don't get full drinks. And then people are like, oh, it's not going to be that hard. It was a hard class. It was a hard class to take. And one of the advice nuggets that my professor gave us was, when you go to a work event that is going to have alcohol in it, do not get an alcoholic drink. Get a tonic water or something that bubbles or fizzes that looks like it is a drink. Have them garnish it with like a lemon or orange peel, make it look like a drink, but stay sober the entire time. And then that way you can listen to everybody else make a fool of themselves. You will stay sober and keep your wits about you. And it was like, that's a very good piece of advice when being around people who you work with. You don't want to get in a place where you can get yourself into trouble. Calls from HR are never fun. So, and then that way you can kind of just enjoy the evening and listen to everybody else talk and make a fool of themselves, which was a really good nugget of knowledge that he passed along. It was a good class. It was a very good class. I ended up making a B in it, and I was kind of disappointed about that because my friend that I took it with, she made an A, and I was really wanting an A for it. But my counselor, when I came in the next semester, she's like, "Oh, you made a B in that class." And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "No, that's a good thing. Most people get C's and D's in that class. So getting this turned off, and it scared me. It's fine. Getting the B is actually really, really good. And I was very proud of myself for that.
That's awesome. I am looking to see where we are with the overall.
Why
is closed?
Julie says, why is the PDF pattern in your shop called the Monica quilt?
Oh, I do have a pattern in my shop called the Monica quilt. It's called, you have to go back and watch the whole video for it because it's a whole story, but I have a video on it. It is linked in the PDF pattern if you want to grab it. It is a free download, so you don't have to pay for it. But essentially, it's inspired by the TV show Friends. There's a quilt in Monica's apartment that is red and white checker squared, and I made that quilt inspired by the TV show Friends. So you can go watch the video and download the pattern with it.
Julie, make sure that you're downloading the right pattern. If you wanted the postcard from today, make sure you're downloading the postcard pattern. She does have several different patterns in her shop that you can download. So make sure that you're downloading the right one.
I'm just double checking to make sure when I click on the link, the link for that one pulls that one, and the link for this one pulls this one. Okay, so the links on the from today take you to the right blog post. So, all right, let's go ahead and pick our winner.
Oh,
what happened?
Heather over in England says, come see me in England. I run a pub. I'll teach you to pour a proper pint. I will take you up on that. Like 100%, no joke. I will take you up on that.
Oh, Katina says, I did have to start telling people I was allergic to alcohol or they would try to sneak me alcohol. I can drink now, but I hardly do. That's actually...
It's unfortunate that people, there's such social pressure for you to drink. It's really unfortunate.
But I will say that pressure does not exist it's not a real, the circle that I operate in there's not a lot of that social pressure.
Right, absolutely.
I'm talking once every few years I might be in that situation. So it's not like I'm hanging out with a bunch of people that don't, I surround myself with people that accept me and my choices in my lifestyle and don't give me crap if I want to go out and just have a good time and not drink.
Absolutely.
That said, if I'm with you and you want to have a beer or a drink, that's on you. That's your choice. That's your decision. And I'm comfortable with who I am and I don't need to have that. Yep. So, I wondered if that was Monica, and my 20-year-old daughter loves watching Friends, so now I have to watch her for the whole quilt. Yep. All right, let's pick our winner.
That sounds good.
We're going to pick 4 of them. So the first one, and if you get this, by the way, Kathleen Williams, you are the first one. If your name is called in the chat, I need you to just respond in the chat that says, yay, thanks, whatever, just so I know that you're here, because you have to email me with your physical mailing address, and I will take care of getting a prize out to you over the course of this week. And Mary will likely help me with that because you heard help me about how horrible I am at mailing stuff.
You already got one?
Huh?
You got one out already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Kathleen Williams.
Oh, I didn't hear you say
Kathleen Williamson.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm waiting for Kathleen Williamson to acknowledge. I am going to give out 4 prizes, but I need all 4 people to acknowledge. So I'm waiting for Kathleen to
That
acknowledge
makes sense.
before I.
Don't click it.
Right.
Heather, you know what I'm talking about.
So we're waiting to see if Kathleen acknowledges.
Are you here? Me. They're there.
Yeah. Let me see.
I see you.
Kathleen Williamson. I didn't see it pop up in the.
Oh.
There it is. Thank you so much.
There it
goes.
is.
There it goes. Okay, so Kathleen Williamson, we've got you. We're going to pick another winner.
Don't forget, Kathleen, email Becca, so Becca.com.
Oh, Mary, are you kidding me?
The Crafty Panda!
Oh, I don't have to mail hers.
Yep.
All right, picking the next winner number 3, and I know she's here.
She's here.
Diane Constance, if you could just message in the chat.
Diane, I don't know why I'm singing this song, Diane.
This is the part where we just wait.
Yep.
Don't let Ian do the drawing.
You're right. So true. Click it.
25 prizes later.
25 prizes.
Yes, I'm here. Awesome,
Yay!
Diane. Make sure to email me your physical mailing address, Becca@sobecca.com. And the last winner for tonight is going to be Karen Mewis.
Karen. Aw, Crafty Panda says, please send Ian to my house for my prize.
He'll be there Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
I forgot all about the giveaways. I was going to do that earlier in the night. Remember, we talked about that?
We did.
Like,
we did. Totally just...
Candy said, see, I never win. Oh, look, Candy, you just won. Send me an email.
Was it Candy?
Yeah, Candy Holbert said, see, I never win. LOL.
But it was Karen that won.
No, I'm just saying, like, now I've picked a 5th winner in my head. Candy, email me.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And Linda Denton, email me too. Now I'm giving away 6.
Okay.
Candy, Linda, Karen Muse, Kathleen Williamson, Mary, and Diane Constance. The 6 of you, please email me, Becca@sobecca.com, and we will get something sent out to you over the weekend. It might be something as small as a pretty postcard.
That says hi.
That says hi. Or it might be some scrap fabric or a fat quarter or some other fun quilty thing. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Ian, are you ready to fall down a flight of stairs?
No. No, I'm not.
Okay, me either. I'm ready to stay up and sew some more. So we'll see you guys all later. Thank you for hanging out with us. And
thanks,
bye.
everyone.
Bye. All right, where's the thing?
I don't know.
All right there. Bye.
You have it over there.
Okay.